All righty, everybody, and we are live. And welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream. We do these Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 noon Eastern time, so you know exactly when to join us if you like these streams and want to catch them regularly. Just real quick, I am using a different mic right now, so would greatly appreciate a quick mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Okie dokie. Thank you for the mic check. We will continue. So today, the main topic is Wen Altseason, and we're going to talk about the rage. We're going to look into the raging debate on Crypto X and Crypto Twitter, of course. There's some really heated debates, like some people are angry and like really coping about Altseason. Okay, so we're gonna look into all of that today, and I call it the Big Altseason Debate. That's the main segment of the day. And also, by the way, folks, if you're watching this stream afterwards, the VOD, then I will leave timestamps for you so you can jump around. By the way, our last stream really popped off. It was about Ethereum, but it got like 8,000 views and way more than 100 likes. So thank you all so much. You know my goal is to hit at least 100 likes on the stream, whether you're watching now or if you're watching later. If you like what you see, give us a like, and that would help me out immensely. Okay, so like I said, the big topic of the day is the Big Altseason Debate. But as you all know, before we get into that, we have to start off with the market pulse, especially because the weekend passed and a lot of things changed. So we want to look at loud and clear. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you, Hugo Boss. I really appreciate your help with that. Okay, so market pulse. Let me pull up some, you know what I like to look at. Let me pull up some charts. It won't take too long, so stick with me here. But yeah, we got a pretty neat pump just like yesterday. So check out BTC. We got this pretty big pump all the way to over 20K again. Yeah, things are looking good for BTC. It's catching up a bit after ETH, but ETH is still, look at this. ETH is continuing to rocket. Ooh, this is what I like to see with ETH. This is what I like to see, folks. Let me know in the chat if you are super pumped. ETH leading the way once again. Let's see. Wow, Sol is like lagging ETH like crazy. We're going to take a look at that. ETH is leading the way. That's the healthiest thing if you want Altseason. We all know that. We all know that. Okay, let's take a look at this market overview real quick. Fear and greed is getting a little bit into the greed part. We know this can last at extreme greed for a while. So this is just like, it's not really that actionable, but it's just good to see. Altseason index, it's not Altseason yet. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at a lot more data and analysis there. ETF flows are picking up again. Look at this. ETF flows was negative for a bit. It's picking up once again. So that's really healthy. Institutions are buying our bags. So that's good to see. Let's take a look at some stuff on TradingView. You know, we always like to look at BTC dominance for a bit. Let me turn off all these momentum indicators and stuff. Yeah, BTC dominance is like falling again. Oh, this is the monthly. Let us go to like the daily instead. Yeah, this is looking promising for Altseason because we want them to go like here. Right, BTC dominance. We wanted to drop even harder. Let's take a look at the dollar strength index. Interesting. Okay. But if you zoom out, it's still weak. Ideally, sorry, let me move this here. Ideally, DXY continues to chop or just drop. Right? That's what we want to see for DXY. Others ETH. Others ETH continuing to fall. Guys, I told y'all it's like ETH is an amazing hold right now. Look, this is continuing to drop like a rock. Let's take a look at some support channels right here. Wait, that's resistance channels. Where's our support channels? Yeah, so there's some lines, trend line, not a trend line, horizontal line. There's some resistance here. Let me change this to like, okay. And here, like, why are y'all holding random alts when ETH? This is others versus ETH. It's just dropping like a rock, right? It could go here, maybe reverse, and then that would be amazing down here for this support, right? And then maybe swap some of your ETH for other stuff, other higher beta plays you like. I mean, sure, some alts outperform ETH, especially if they're much smaller, but ETH is like destroying these others. Others is like altcoins, essentially. ETH finally forcefully passed 4K. I was wrong about Story. What about Story? Let's take a look at Story. Story protocol tether. Oh, it is rocketing quite a bit. I wasn't a big fan of it, but ETH versus IP. IP USDT. I was wrong about Story protocol, and yet the ETH versus Story protocol chart looks like this. Okay, man, I'd rather hold ETH than Story for now. Yeah, I don't really like Story protocol. Sorry about that. Okay, we're still at the market pulse segment, folks. Just real quick, the Bitcoin ETFs, 3 green days in a row. That's good to see. Let's go to the ETH ETFs. Also big inflows. ETH is continuing to lead the way, folks. Look at these big buys by the Oh, sorry, I clicked the mute button on my thing. My bad. I'm back. I'm back. Y'all can hear me, right? I just accidentally clicked the mute button on my on my interface. So, like I said, let me just get a confirmation that y'all can hear me, and then I'm gonna go back to the big beautiful news segment just real quick before we get into the big alt season debate. But first, if y'all can support me by giving me a like on the stream, whether you're watching now or afterwards, that'd be greatly appreciated. Real quick, big beautiful news segment. I want to talk about the IPO season because there's been a lot of IPOs lately, and even bullish. Not really a big fan of this. This is like a smaller, like institutional focused exchange. Um, Upsized IPO. Yeah, not really that big a fan of this one. And this is also like made by Block One. It's like their only successful product. Things like EOS, Voice, those are all failures by Block One. So I'm not really a fan of them. I wouldn't buy this. But also, it is IPO season though, because like, and what I wanted to share with you is that what headphones are these? Oh, these are Sennheisers HD, like 600 or something. Sniper, thank you. Sorry about that. I don't know why I pressed the mute button accidentally. Oh, I think I clicked the hotkey or something. But anyways, yeah, so let's see. IPO season has been really volatile. Remember when Figma got launched? And check out this volatility. Actually, let's go to TradingView. Figma. Nah, definitely not the monthly. Maybe like this. Check out this volatility. Remember how they had the initial massive pump after Figma IPO'd? And then look at this correction. This is insane volatility. And even Circle. Remember Circle? We were looking at Circle for quite a bit. Circle also had so much volatility and drawdown. And my thesis continues to be that Circle's going to drop to under 100 before the end of year. That's my call. That's my thesis, especially before lockups come or shortly after lockups, the employee lockups expire. I expect this to drop. A lot of volatility in the IPO markets. In my opinion, that's a sign that the market is very like inefficient and volatile, and it's like bubble behavior, you know, when things are like so volatile like this, and then Figma has like a pump and dump. These are huge companies, guys. These are not like shit coins, you know, but these are like shitcoin charts. Like, are we looking at Figma with like billions in revenue, or are we looking at like dog with hat, like whiff, you know? Like, this is the sign that markets are really inefficient and like bubble like, in my opinion. But I do think we want to keep an eye on some IPOs. Like BitGo is looking to IPO soon. Files for US IPO. I don't know when they're going to IPO. That's one to keep an eye on. They do BitGo does like custody stuff. Gemini confidentially files for US IPO. They're also looking to IPO. And then Kraken, of course, at 15 billion valuation. Let's see. What is Coinbase at again? Coinbase stock 15 billion. Yeah, I could easily see Kraken being 15 bill, and it could also do. Oh wow, Coinbase recovered quite a bit since their dump like earlier this month. But I could definitely see Kraken like rocket and then dump, just like we saw with Figma, right? A lot of volatility. And by the way, if you want to trade, there's this site that lets you trade. Wait, one sec. Sorry about that. Let me expand this. That lets you trade pre-IPO stocks on leverage. This is quite interesting. It's called Ventures, and look, trade startups before they go public. And it's built on Hyperliquid. Make private markets public. I would be careful with these though, because like the way it's set up, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it's not really tethered to their like their actual like secondary market stuff. You know, like OpenAI said they were doing a secondary round at like 500 bill, but this is trading way above it, right? So the mechanisms they use to tether this to the actual price may give it some whatchamacallit, like it may diverge from that, is my point. And look, like Kraken is like double their IPO valuation right now on this. So point is, I'd be a little bit careful about this. I think this is cool, but ideally they find a way to tether, like make sure that these are tethered to their actual secondary market valuations and whatnot, especially for ones that are still private, like OpenAI 500 bill, right? Like share sale at 500 billion. So it needs to be, I mean, they can obviously people are obviously free, the free market is free to bid this up, but it needs to be tethered once a new like valuation gets announced, right? Oh, Atil C, you are so behind, bro. Let me show you. It got denied. It got terminated in 2023. They had a $20 billion acquisition and they got wrecked because Figma is worth more than that right now, right? Figma stock is worth 40. It's like twice as much as the acquisition cost because the regulators had antitrust concerns, essentially. The DGen stream leverage on pre-IPO stocks. Yeah, exactly. DGen, that's crazy. Okay, folks. Thank you for that. Let me switch to the main segment of the day, which is the Big Altseason Debate. And we're going to take a look at a lot of stuff here. But first, if you don't mind giving me a quick like on the stream, whether you're watching now or the VOD afterwards, that'd be greatly appreciated. So, the Big Altseason Debate. Let me make this a little bit larger for y'all. So, first and foremost, what is Altseason, right? It's okay. So the path to Altseason, BTC first. This is the traditional path, okay? Then ETH starts outperforming BTC. People talk about the flippening, which we've kind of heard recently. If you've been on X, you've been hearing some people, some ETH fans saying that it can flip in BTC this cycle or the next cycle or something like that. Watch ETH BTC break key resistance. Actually, I want to take a look at that with y'all before we jump into the other stuff. ETH BTC. Okay, ETH BTC, definitely not on the monthly. monthly. Let's take a look at the daily. Wow, look at that rocket ship. Resistance. Yeah, key resistance. There's key resistance levels here. Some volatility here. If they could do that, that'd be amazing. Then that'd be ready for alt season. Right? And then back to here. And then large cap, Sol, AVAX, Link, ADA, big names ripping fast. And then alt season, true alt season. Everything goes vertical, memes 10x overnight, dead bags come alive. That is the key that we're going to talk about later as well. So this is just talking about like what alt season actually looks like. And then the question is alt season here? Well, one sec. How do I move this? One sec. I'm going to switch to this view because clearly it is not yet. It is still kind of, if you see on the, yeah, it's still 39. It's not even on the alt season side of the spectrum. It's still closer to Bitcoin season. And on this thing, everyone was like, wait, let me move this. Yeah, you see this? Everyone was like, oh, it's alt season. And then it's kind of consolidated back down, right? So don't be so soon to celebrate at the very first pump. It needs to get in this green zone and stay there for a bit. And usually those are short-lived, but like you see this pump in the past and then it retrace, pump, retrace. Like everyone's calling for alt season here. This was the true alt season. And remember the AI agent season? That was a true alt season. We're not there yet, folks. We're not there yet. Alt season hasn't started yet. This is crypto quant. Let's see. How do I? Okay. Currently seeing the weakest altcoin performance this cycle. The strongest move, which looked like a true alt season, happened in early 2024, where they outperformed BTC over a short period of time. Second phase was late 2024 and early 2025, but this time BTC maintained its dominance in terms of performance. Today, this is therefore the weakest altcoin reaction we've seen this cycle, which may suggest that we're only at the beginning, but patience is still required. So I agree with that. Patience definitely still required. Can I see it? No, I can't. Not yet. They resolve once the IPO actually happens, Maverick. You can read the details at Ventuals. It's VENTUALS. They have documents that answer your questions there. So back to alt season. Okay. Check this out. This is proof that alt season's not here. You thought ETH holders were in pain? Please check on our Atom friends. Chat, how many of y'all were into Cosmos Atoms and believed in their vision? They are wrecked beyond belief. Minus 26% over the past 5 years, minus 89% from all-time highs, while ETH caught up with BTC. Cosmos ecosystem never recovered after Luna UST, yet Cosmos tech is used by Injective, Celestia, DYDX, etc. Good tech does not equals price. Is there anything Atom can do to pump again? Yes, they can. They have to be patient. It's not alt season yet, as you can see by things like Atom. How many of y'all hold Atom still? I hope you don't, because RIP if you do. RIP to Atom holders. Ripping means like rocketing, like price pumping 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. Yeah, Atom, I wouldn't even buy Atom. Maybe I held it for like a week or so in the past, but not a fan. And check this out, the biggest alt season in history. This is kind of like joking. And look at all these coins' performance. Actually, this is on like Coin Market Cap, right? I think CoinMarketCap has this. Let me see. Where would it be? Performance. Or is there like gainers and losers? No. 30-day performance chart. Let's see if it monthly rankings. No, where is that? I swore I saw it before. Chat, do you know where I'm supposed to find that? There, it's like a past 60. Am I looking in the wrong place? It's like a past. Oh, I think it's in. No, it's not in market overview. Spot market, maybe. No, not here either. I can't seem to find that. Ah, right here, right here. Check this out. Top 100 coins performance over 90 days. So yeah, there's been some good stuff. Some good performance over the past 90 days. BTC is here at 16%. Where's ETH? ETH is definitely higher. Oh, ETH is here, 68% near the top. See, ETH is beating everything except Hype, ENA, CFX, XPX, Pengu, M, and B. I don't even know what that is. Some random stuff. But look at these. Guys, tell me, is it Altseason? Is Altseason in the room right now? Look at these 90-day performances for like even some big things like Fartcoin, Pump, Sonic even. And I kind of like Sonic, but it's been doing bad. Tau, Bittensor Tau. It's definitely not Altseason with things like this, with performances like this. Okay, I have some more to check out. Some more stuff to check out. Ben Cohen, I think he always has a really good read of like cycles and charts, like broader strokes. He's not always perfectly right in terms of timing. I mean, nobody is, obviously, but I definitely agree with this. It's not alt season, it's ETH season. Let's not confuse the two. And there's a lot of cope in the comments, people arguing with him. I think that is like very clear that alt season is not that close because of how much cope there is on the timeline. And usually the market likes to punish coping. Yeah, definitely agree with Ben here. Definitely agree. Market likes to look, you are wrong, just like you were wrong about dominance. I was right about dominance. Sorry that annoys you. Look, you degens have been saying alt season is here for 4 years, and after being wrong for years, you'll finally exclaim you were right the one time it happens each cycle. That kind of reminds me of Alex Becker. He calls for alt season all the time, and when it finally comes, he's going to be like, oh, I was right. But he's been calling it like, shut up, it's alt season. Then why are alt seasons down 46% against ETH since April? So much cope on the timeline. So much cope. And here's the usual rotation, right? ETH, large caps, and then alt season. But But things can go back and forth between different phases and take longer than you expect. The path isn't like a straight line per se. I do think eventually we will get to alt season here, but it's not just going to be like boom, boom, like 1, 2, 3, 4 right after the other, right? There could be some like phase 2 and then back to phase 1 and then phase 2 and then phase 3 for a little bit. Yeah. My point is, it's not always a straight shot. And so you can't just expect it to be like, oh, it's ETH season. Immediately after, it's going to be alt season, right? You can't just expect that. Even a broke Maverick, you're exactly right. Exactly. Alt season, ETH needs to go very high first. I agree. That's what we looked at before, right? Others ETH. No, not the monthly. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, we want this to go lower. We want others ETH to go lower, and then maybe we can talk about alt season. Agree. Institutions are buying BTC and ETH. They're not buying your shit coins. That's a key thing. That's a key thing to know. So that actually makes me think that maybe this alt season, this path to alt season, won't be the same as previous cycles because they're not necessarily getting the bid from the institutions. Though if we retail, sell our ETH and BTC and rotate into altcoins, we will get some pumps. But we'll get to that those intricacies a little bit later because there's some stuff I want y'all to look at with that. But I want to take a look at some of the Ben's debate and discussion some more. To those claiming it's alt season, then why are alts down 47% against ETH since April? Just like in the BTC dominance uptrend, you can always find a few that go against the larger trend. But let's try to understand larger trends, not the exceptions. That's key here, folks. Look at this. Total 3 minus USDT divided by ETH. Just knife. Like a knife through butter going down. Look, check this out. It's the start of alt season, says Archie. 21-year-old investor. What does he know about analysis, right? This is like probably his first cycle. First, money flows into ETH, then trickles down the ranks. This all happens very swiftly. All BTC pairs just rallied back up to where you said alt season started last year. No alt season ever started before all BTC pairs went to the range lows. Look, he even had receipts of this Archie guy calling for alt season and then dropping even lower. And so if this goes to the range low, Archie will be a clown, like straight up clowns, these influencers. Ben isn't reading the room or seems to be making up his own narrative. Another L take. Yeah, so much cope. So much cope. People want it to be alt season in their veins, but the market's not going to give it to them the way they want it. That I can promise you. Market's not going to make it easy. Why is Link up so much? Or weren't you talking about my altcoin again? Link ETH since April. Ben coming with the receipts. Other people cope. Cope. Look at all this cope. People being mad. People so mad. Miles makes maybe an interesting point here. I don't know if y'all agree. Not sure it even matters. Total 3 includes so many dead and irrelevant alts. Half of the top 100 is just ghost liquidity. If you have decent common sense, you can spot the outperformers / strong narratives. That I kind of agree with, kind of don't agree with, because check this out. Even hyper liquid. Even hype ETH has been dropping down lately. I hope this is the right hyper liquid actually. Hyperliquid. Hype HUSD. Hype HUSD versus ETH. Whoops. Yeah, see? I mean, Hyperliquid has been one of the best bets, but a lot of people got so bullish and sold all their ETH for hype around here, like Ansem, for example. Pretty sure there's receipts on that. And then look, versus ETH. Down, 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 down. And let us look at that with the super trends, actually. I'm curious. It can't give me any super trends here. One sec, folks. Okay, let me just. Anyhow, that's the point, right? So I don't know if I necessarily agree with Miles here that it's like decent common sense, the outperformance and strong narratives, because a lot of people got all in on hype near the top of the hype ETH pair. Now, can hype come back? Of course, it can come back even stronger than ETH. Of course, I love hype, but it's the markets are never that straightforward, folks. That's the point. Like I bet Miles and or Ansem did, right? They're like, oh, we're so smart. We could spot the outperformers. Can you now? Can you? Can you? I just showed you hype ETH set atop when everyone was saying like, oh, hype is so much better than ETH. And then ETH is outperforming hype, which is way smaller than it. So it should be easier for hype to outperform ETH, right? And in the future, it probably will, but it's not that straightforward, is the point. Yeah, he does clap back. I love Ben's clap back. Cardano, I don't think it's dead, but I'm just not excited about it. No retail dude can spot the outperformers. Okay, so oh yeah, this was the one I showed you earlier. This Archie guy, never follow these clowns. There's been too many alt seasons this bull run. How can you see it was alt season when alt BTC pairs went lower just a month or two later? Alt season is not when a few alts go up in their USDC pairs. It's when the collective altcoin market goes to parity with BTC. What you call an alt season is just a dead cat bounce by alt BTC pairs. The reason why you do not agree with this is key, folks. Pay attention here. It's because you value alts on their USD pairs. I value them on their BTC pairs. Check this out. Check this out. Like Link, people have been getting really excited about. Check this. Link BTC on the weekly. Look at this. Look at this. And people are so excited because Link pumped a little bit on his USD pairs. Look at this downtrend, this brutal downtrend. On the weekly, folks. On the weekly. So who's right here? Who do you agree with? This crypto Archie guy? Or Ben is obviously correct here. Exactly. People are in denial. That they want alt seasons so bad, they're in denial. Check this out. This is perfect. The 2022 to 2025 alt season visualized. Others BTC. This is, guys, screenshot this, clip this. sometimes a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? There hasn't really been an extended alt season for like 3 years, all cycle long, because of institutions, because this time is different. Retail's not here. Retail, we're going to get into this real quick. It's because retail is not here. VeChain, fantastic. VeChain's not a fantastic project. It's going to pump when the cycle's almost over. The art is to be in narratives before they become obvious, because then it's probably too late to the party. Exactly. Check this out. This is a lot of influencers like Alex Becker. Say Altseason, bro. Say it now. It's like, I was right. Boom, down. I was right. Boom, down. Others BTC. I was right from here. Others BTC. There's your Altseason, folks. There's your influencers that you got to block and just ignore. They're going to get you wrecked. And when it comes once a cycle, they're going to be like, oh, I called it. Okay, wait. I have some more stuff. What is this? Easy 8. Okay. See, look. Alex Becker is like, they're like, Becker isn't calling alt season because it's currently alt season. He's calling it because your bags have to be packed before ETH season ends. Otherwise, you miss a rocket ship. So that is good in theory. He's like, but the problem is he will be wrong if Becker, he's right in theory, but he's wrong if alts take a path like this. Ben says that he thinks alt BTC could rally in late August, and then while alt ETH bleeds, and then a rotation back to BTC in September, October. So if we go to the range lows in others BTC, essentially, then Becker will have been wrong. Remember that tides will likely turn a little later in Q3 when liquidity heads back to BTC. Post a reminder in 4 weeks. This is important for those that value their portfolio in sats, Satoshis, right? So if this happens, I mean, this is not guaranteed to happen this way, right? But if this goes to the range low before a true alt season comes, then Alex Becker will have been wrong, even though he's trying to cop out by saying, oh, you got to pack your bags before alt season comes, before ETH season ends, right? But if it takes a path like this, then in spirit, he's wrong. Not necessarily. We can't have an alt season without institutional investment if retail finally comes back. Do the research. I mean, there's just so many things that I'm more interested in than VeChain. It's like a dino coin. Like BNB, I'd rather hold BNB than VeChain. BNB is proven with a lot of revenue, buybacks, etc. And here's another forecast for you. In April, ETH went home. In September, alts will go home. In December, I'm buying a home with all the gains. I like this. So if the path happens the way Ben is forecasting and some other people, then the time to pack our bags is in September and not necessarily now. Like I said, is this guaranteed to happen? No, but I do think that's a reasonable forecast. But now let's talk about retail sentiment, right? Because retail's not in right now, and it's not a true alt season until retail euphoria comes back. And check this out. Aiden Ross, a big streamer, says is a good mirror for public sentiment. And let's see what he has to say.
Very, very upset and depressed.
Wait. Let me change my. Okay, let's watch this together.
Very upset and depressed and sad that I sold at the bottom. I sold Ethereum at $2,300. It is now $4,300. It's trying to be weird, but shit's gonna fucking crash soon, and I hope it does quick so I can get back in. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope that crypto crashes. I don't care. Call me weird. Call me a weirdo. Say I'm fucking strange. All this shit. Cool. I hope it crashes. I hope ETH goes to $1,000. Okay?
You see, retail's not in. It's a good mirror for public sentiment, and I agree with this. Check this out. Here's some more coinfessions. Been here since 2017, never really made it. Sold swarms too early. Took out a 15K loan, lost all that too. Blah, blah, blah. After 8 years of us obsessing over Altseason, I feel like it's over and I've given up. You see, retail sentiment is in the gutter. Here's another example for you. Ever since I joined in 2021, from loss to loss, never taken profits, depressed, couldn't make money off Altseason this year, but it feels like first time there won't be an Altseason. What happened to Altseason? See, retail sentiment is in the gutter, and everyone is coping about Altseason right now. It's not here yet. I do think it'll eventually come, but also we're going to talk about what that may look like, because there is a possibility that it won't look the same as before. Retail won't come. We all wish the same. You wish the same as Aiden Ross, right? Okay. And check this out. This is funny. Altseason 2021 versus Altseason 2025. 2025 is like, what do y'all think, guys? That's quite funny. Okay, I have a few more things here to look at. Some people argue that Altseason this time will be different. So, okay, first of all, I do think Altseason will come, because when all the institutions continue to buy our bags, like buying our ETH and BTC bags, we will eventually, those of us who are here will take profits and rotate into higher beta plays. So that's just like a natural market psychology and market cycles. But this time they said, okay, 2017, any random ICO pumped. Who was there back in the day? Who remembers that? That was insane. 2021, any VC-backed alt pumped. This time, very selective alts will outperform. Strong narrative and revenue share. That's not a bad thesis. Even Miles writes altcoin 3.0 thesis. Sometimes I disagree with Miles' analysis, but this I do think makes sense. This cycle will be represented by shorter, sharper, and heavily sector selective rotations, as opposed to everything goes up. And reason why is just because there's so much, like, so many different coins these days. You can thank Pump Fun for that, right? Like, retail got wrecked by Pump Fun memes. Nothing really to get excited about. People got wrecked in 2021, not coming back. There's not really money printing right now or stimulus checks. Yeah, and institutions are only excited about BTC and ETH right now. Like, even BlackRock said that they're not going to do a SOL or XRP ETF, only ETH and BTC, right? So, like, remember that? BlackRock, no SOL XRP ETF. Remember that? No plans. BlackRock, check this out. BlackRock rules out XRP and SOL. You guys see? Institutions like BlackRock, what are they interested in? BTC and ETH. They're not interested in your shitcoin. So let me see the chat. Does rate cuts? You need to watch my video about rate cuts, Rova, and I answer your question. Right here. Right here. They're lying to you about rate cuts and Bitcoin. Watch this video. It will answer your question, Rovan, exactly. Eva Murad says Altseason this time will be different, concentrated in fewer coins. He thinks it's memes. I think it will be some other things as well, but I do think some PvE cult and movement memes will do well. Check this out. What a clown. Crypto Rover, one of the biggest clowns, drawing this TA. I mean, will this play out? Could this eventually play out? Yes, but this is like not even good analysis. I wouldn't even pay attention to this. Crypto Gel, I respect a bit more, but I don't think we necessarily will see this play out that cleanly. Like just rocket this alts total 3 altcoins move. I don't think we'll necessarily just get a straight line up right here past resistance. I like hype a lot. I like hype a lot. I sold a lot of it for ETH right now. I'm riding the ETH wave, but hype is very solid. And if during the bull market it drops a lot, I will definitely want to stack up on that. Or during the bear market, I mean. And I do think it could go much higher during this bull market, by the way. Let's see. So usually I do KOL call tracking, but I spent a lot of time on Altseason today. So I want to go to the change my mind segment. Change my mind, folks. This is something I've talked about a lot, but when dead projects start to rocket, run for the hills. I think that when things like Atom, when things like Polkadot, when things like VeChain even though you say it has great fundamentals, when things like VeChain starts to rocket and like random NFTs like Pudgy Penguins, CryptoPunks, sure they can rocket. I like those. But random NFT projects and some other sectors like who people are like, what? That's when things are getting really overheated, and I would seriously considering positioning yourself more defensively. I'm going to do these streams a lot. Remember, I do these streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'll call it out on stream, and you can clip it if you want, that eventually that's when it's time to run for the hills. Change my mind, folks. What do y'all think? I like both. I would choose hype, though. Yeah. People pretend to be 1 million different scenarios. Maybe one hits. Pengu can flip Doge? Well, if it does, or if it gets close, I think we're near the cycle top. I think Doge is OG meme coin, will always remain the OG meme coin, and deserves the number 1 spot. But I think if Pengu does flip Doge near the cycle top, actually, let's check that out. That's an interesting question. Pengu / Doge. Is this the right? No. What's Pengu on? Sorry, that's not the right thing. Pengu, Binance Pengu over Binance Doge. Let's check this out. Really? Pengu USDT. Okay. Over Doge USDT. There we go. So Pengu Doge is at all-time highs right now. Let's see. Pengu is, where's Pengu? Right here. 2 bill. Doge is 30 bill. Oh, wow. Pengu flipping Doge would be insane. If that happens, have to be at the absolute top, absolute market top. That's the only time that would happen. I'm not against some memes, but like the PvP, like pump fun memes, like runs for a day and then dumps, like just not exciting, not interesting to me, you know? I want stuff that's interesting. So yeah, real quick, if and when alt season eventually comes, you're gonna want to be in a great community like Retail DAO, where we're wait one sec, where we're working with each other to like spot narratives and stuff. Yeah, you can check out Retail DAO using the QR code or the link below. It's our token gated community. Easy to access. It's not a paid group. It's not even though it's token gated, it's not a paid group. Want to know why? Because for paid groups, you pay them monthly, and if you stay for 3 months, that's, I don't know, $100, $200, whatever, like forever gone. But if you buy these tokens and you pass the token gate and you don't like what you see, you don't like the community, let's say you hate us. I would be surprised, but let's say you hate us. You could sell your tokens at any time, right? So that's not the same thing as a traditional paid group. But also, I'm working on a hub. I'm working on a hub. I want to show a hub for the token gated members. I want to show things like handpicked charts, like just because look, check this out. The issue is CoinGlass has like a lot of great charts, right? But there's so many like random things. Like, do you even know what's going on here? It's so hard to understand, right? I want to handpick the ones that I think are actually like I want to break it down in the hub with visualizations, charts, and data that's easy to understand for retail investors. This is a bit more advanced, all this random stuff here. And so we're working on that. It's going to be for Retail DAO members only. And I'm also working on a video called the Retail Investor Megatrend. It's going to be similar to Murad's keynote.
You want to be buying especially bullish color.
The meme coin super cycle. This was quite the like movement defining speech. And I hope my speech on the retail investor megatrend will be also very defining, cycle defining. I hope so. Also, if you're not sure what Retail DAO is, be sure to go to our live stream page. And right here, this one was all about Retail DAO and answering the questions. It's called the best crypto community, hands down, Retail DAO. And I spend like almost 40 minutes explaining what that is. So be sure to watch that if you have any questions. I spend time decorating this so I can do videos with this background, by the way. But I'm spend more time at the other place. The goal is 100 likes on the stream. Please give us a quick like if you haven't already. I do these Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. Would love to see y'all at Retail DAO. Like I said, please watch this video right here. It's under live on Coincider. Please subscribe. And I'll do some KOL call tracking. Yeah, I like some of these. I like Axiom. I like Lighter. If you're farming those, then that may be end up being good. Right? Please join us at Retail DAO and check out the links below. I'll see you all next